Hey everyone, the Wagon Wheel of Wisdom here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell notifications down below if you haven't already. Good morning, folks, and welcome to another great episode of the Wagon Wheel of Wisdom. I'm Kevin, your host. Behind me, as usual, the beautiful wagon wheel, and hopefully there's still a little wisdom up here. Just wanted to talk a little bit about the book I've been reading called Twin Souls, and it has been truly eye-opening. As far as how this is explained in such a compassionate and loving way. It's weird how you gravitate towards things, or I guess things find you, but on this journey, in multiple videos I've been talking about different synchronicities and how things just sort of quote-unquote fall into your lap, and this book did exactly that, and I feel incredibly grateful to have found it, because it has in every single way completely dropped my guard down as far as what this journey is all about, and moving into this complete place of acceptance that all of this was supposed to go down this way. And it's explained in such a beautiful way. I've referenced other people that are on YouTube with their videos, and it comes across as you must do this to attain this. Like it seems really almost like the fingers being pointed at you. Like, and then if you screw up, like, oh my God, like I'm going backwards and I'm doing this. And it really, at least it did for me at times, it really created this fear of the fear that I was never going to get better, that the task seems so daunting, that, oh my God, like I'm just going to continue to do the thinking about them over and over and over and over again. And I have to hand it to how this book is laid out. It's called Twin Souls. The author is Patricia Joudry and Marie D. Pressman. Put that right there. And it's written beautifully. And I'm just going to read a little bit here to kind of give you an idea of what I'm talking about. This is in chapter 1, by the way. It could almost be said that the twin appears on the scene when least needed, and they're talking about reunion here. When each half-soul has reached its highest point of independence in the divided state. This is also the pinnacle of aloneness. Every man and every woman must climb the mountain alone, able to stand firm against the high winds that buffet the elevated soul. It is then, out of the mist, that the twin appears, not in response to emotional need, but to fulfill the deepest need of the soul. By the marvelous design of the divine planner, the ultimate loneliness of spirit gives way to the first great joining and the end of loneliness forever. This is not like the fall into love. Falling into love generally means that one person becomes lost in the other. Guilty is charged here. Abdicating the self and entrusting it to the heart of the beloved. The twin soul reunion is a descent into the depths of the true self, the dwelling place of the soul. It's been talked about in some videos, but rarely touched on, that you you need the other person in the least because you've found yourself. And I know that this next thing I'm about to say is going to be the toughest pill to swallow throughout all of this, but your twin broke up with you. Your divine masculine left you because they love you. I'm going to say that again. They left you because they love you. Whatever we're going through, I just want you to, for a second, to take it from their perspective on this. Whatever energy that they got downloaded, whatever energy they received, they knew in their heart and in their soul, your soul too, that they could not help you anymore, that you have to go on this journey and climb that mountain alone. Kicked out of the nest, if you will, to navigate through the world to find yourself. And if I'm reading this correctly and interpreting correctly, by the time you navigate these waters and you begin to discover who you truly are at your essence and at your core, that by the time you almost forget about them, and believe me, I don't think we're ever going to forget about them, because I come from a state of love about the situation with her, and you know, there are moments that I will keep in my heart forever that we shared together that would just They were amazing moments. Like, you know, and just to give you one example, the way she would run to me and run into my arms was beautiful. I could hold her forever if I wanted to. Those moments of embrace that I'll hold on to. And I don't necessarily consider them looping. What I consider them looping is me sitting in a state of negativity all the time, feeling hurt because why she left, or why I think she left me. Me creating this narrative that isn't true. And this book cuts through all of that crap. It helps you make peace with the fact. It doesn't make it easier in the moment of you missing them, but the thing is, as you get through and navigate the book, there is in chapter 4, I believe, numerous steps to take to help with you to begin to accept and forgive and move forward. You know, it's a kind of a Bible in a way, I guess, is the way I'm looking at this. And the information in it is incredible. But again, they didn't leave you because they wanted to be mean to you. They knew inside of them, somehow in some way, just like we know, the divine feminine, that they are our twin. They may not know it at this moment in time. We do, because we are the more spiritually advanced part of this process. Remember, we are each other's mirror. Where we lack in one, that is the other's strength. We have to keep these things in mind, that this is a building process for you to rejoin. And the other thing is this. I've said this in other videos, but I really want this to go home, or to be driven home as well, is be grateful, and I do mean very grateful, that you had the chance to meet somebody and love them in a way that you've never loved before. There are billions of people on this planet, and I have no idea how many, but I would bet a lot of them never get that opportunity to go through their entire life to feel the type of connection that we had, even if it was brief, or in my case, we were dating for around 9 months. When you're able to step away from the pain you're feeling, the yearning, the longing, the loneliness, and really observe it from a higher level, it's a beautiful thing. It really is. And I hope all of you can sit with that for a moment and not feel the weight and the pressure of all of this, that you must do this, you must do that, you must do this. There is things that we must do, and I'm going to break down the things that I do every single day, but we have to keep in mind that this process is, it's a slow-moving machine. I don't feel there's anything fast about this, but in the end, it is worth it in so many ways. And the biggest way I find it to be worth it, that I never saw coming, is who I'm becoming as a person. I never in a million years thought I'd be doing something like this. I've always kind of wanted to, I just never knew the angle to go about this. And what I mean by this is being in front of a camera and conveying my thoughts and my experience through this process to all of you. Again, creating a new story, just like I had spoke of. And the other aspect of this that this book explains in such a beautiful way is it talks about, obviously, our twin souls. And I'm going to change up the language a little bit. The twin flame stuff is kind of, it's bugging me. Twin souls, to me, sounds a lot more beautiful, because that's the truth of it all. But it also talks about your soul family and soul mates. The two twins have basically an extended soul family out there. We run into them. They could be male, they could be female, they could be friends, they could be family, they could be somebody that you date, but you accept it as is. And if you've met your flame, your twin soul, which I'm assuming you have since you're on this channel, you know that the experience with them, the feelings for them, is vastly different from anything that has been soul, mate, soul family related. It's just different on an unexplainable level. There to me is no comparison, especially with the love that comes from it. So in the book, it talks about how the bigger picture is you and your twin being able to raise the consciousness, even though we don't know it, but raise the awareness and consciousness of the entire soul family that you are connected to. It puts into perspective just really how big this event is. And it helps with that by getting past just yourself. Because And if you're anything like I was, when you're stuck in those emotions, the crying and the longing, I mean, it's devastating. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it isn't. And you feel like, why is the world standing on top of me right now? Well, your whole soul family is there to help you. That's the part of it. They're all there to uplift you with energy, with everything else, to allow you to see it for what it truly is versus what you think it is. And there's a big distinction between the two. So again, they weren't trying to hurt you, and your twin is always there, always inside of you. You are one soul split into two. The beautiful thing is they mirror back to you the very things that you need to work on. I giggle at that, but well, it's just, I'm laughing at myself because of how I viewed it earlier. Like, she was the enemy to me. Like, can't believe you'd leave me. How can you do that? How could you say that you're going to do all these things? And it's just like, you know what, Kevin, shut up, drop the story, because it is a story. It is our ego and that's the one thing we are fighting against the most here, is we have to learn where all of this good energy comes from. It comes from our heart center. And tell that ego to sit down and take a back seat. Like, I'm driving now, kid. You just sit back there and shut up. So with that, I'm going to transition into, again, my daily habits. For some reason, when this all started, I started waking up a lot earlier, between 3 and 4 a.m. This morning I slept in until about 4:45, which was kind of nice. But getting up in the morning, I start out the day meditating. I put in my earbuds, pop in a prayer, and just sit with it. I actually lay in bed before I even get moving, before I brush my teeth or anything like that, and just listen to 15, 20 minutes of that just to set my mind right. And for example, this morning, I woke up feeling, I think, anger inside of me and thinking about her. I was thinking about her dating somebody else. Just going to be real. That thought still, it haunts me to some degree, and it's one that I'm working through and trying to really process, to not allow the emotion to consume me the entire day, which it used to before. So I sat in the meditation, did some breath work, still feel it a little bit, but it's processing. So with that said, I get up, I do what I call my studying. Like, I'll go through this book and try and figure out what I'm going to do for a video and this and that. But what I have found is, in the morning during that time, it is when I feel I'm my most creative. And after going through the book, it seems the higher purpose here is for us to help humanity in some way. There's this innate drive for me to do this. There are a lot of people out there hurting, and if I can help one, which I would just like to comment, one of the people that have been following me just had contact with their twin. So it can work. It does work. But I just feel that getting up that early has really helped spawn creativity in my mind. Again, these are things that are happening that I don't necessarily know why, but they just are happening. The other big things that I've done in my life: no more drinking. No more smoking weed, which I have struggled with a little bit at times. That has been a trying one for me to kick that, and it was a habit for a long time. But again, it's that ego. One hit will be fine. Man, I can't tell you how much it derails me after you kind of clean your system out with it, and you stay away from it, and you do take that hit. I truly understand, like, the high and then followed by the low. So that's one thing I'm really battling. I am not dating. I have no desire to date. The book talks about the divine feminine grounding themselves, celibacy, to just maintain that central alignment for themselves, to not have any distractions inside or outside that are going to impede the process with this. And for some of you that want to date, you do you. Maybe experiment with it and just see. But I would imagine maybe distracting yourself with somebody else isn't necessarily good medicine at this point in time. But again, people are on different parts of this journey. If you feel that you want to go out and date, by all means. And it's, again, talked about in this book. You do have free will and you have those options. I'm just telling you what I'm not doing. So celibacy. What else? Well, just implement different disciplines into your daily life. Good things, good medicine. Because the one thing I've noticed that has been really unique about this journey is even relationships change to some degree. How you maybe once viewed a relationship, friend, family, or something like that. There's just different shifts that are incredibly unique. So please implement different disciplines into your life. Every body is going to be different. It's why probably one of the biggest reasons I wanted to create this channel is just the male mindset. I realize we're dealing with energies here, so feminine energy, masculine energy, but men think of things differently than women. Just going to put that out there. We come from a mindset more of problem solving. So we are presented with a problem, and if there is anything I've learned along the way with this, that this is not, it's a pretty big problem to overcome. It is reinventing yourself all over again. So guys, man, if you're up for this kind of task, run with it. Seriously, find that inner creativity. Start something new. Sit in the meditations and journaling. That's two things that have really become very, I find them to be fun now in my life. I used to write like a little bit in my journals. Now I have a notebook, and each night I'm writing almost a full page of just things I'm grateful for, things that happened throughout the day, different thoughts that popped in, appreciation for meeting my ex at this point in time, and just anything that you can think of to get out of your head and on paper. It has been really profound as well. So these are just some steps. These are things that I'm doing. But at the end of the day, you guys, this journey, it's hard, but it's pretty damn cool at the same time to see where you can get to, because creating that new story is what this is all about. Be that leader in your soul family, and just see where that takes you. Shut your eyes, do some breath work, just envision it. See yourself speaking in front of people. See yourself playing music in front of people. See yourself creating something. It's endless at this point in time, because we have the ability to sort of manipulate energy at this point in time and make it into whatever we want to make it, and to forge our life in it into anything we want it to. So with that in mind, I wanted to read something. You are exactly what you have been looking for, but you keep looking for it outside of yourself when it was inside of you and right there the whole time. This is Kevin, the Wagon Wheel of Wisdom. Love you guys.